it's me, Allegra. I thought I would hop on today and do a little chit chat, what's been going on lately, and share exactly what's been going on, which is, you know, it's a lot. It's not a lot, but you know, it's drama. So I figured I'd do a little venting today because something just happened. I just cannot believe it, you guys. Let me just jump right in. I already did my brows. I'm just gonna get ready. I have some new makeup, you guys know, but anyhow, I'll tell you what I'm using if you want, or look down below. But anyway, guys, today my husband was outside, and what was he doing? I forgot. He was doing something, but anyway, he was outside in the yard, and our neighbor comes over. Now our neighbor is like 30 years old. He looks very young, you know, he looks like a young guy. We did meet him and his wife and their baby one day. Me and my husband were in the yard in the summer, and they were walking around the neighborhood, and they had come over to our yard, and they had introduced themselves, and they had said he's an accountant, she's an engineer, and they were going on and on, you know, they're saying how they work from home, and they had the new baby. So since then we really haven't seen them, and you know, now it's the winter. So today my husband was outside, and the neighbor comes over to him, and he's like, and he says to my husband, he says, "Oh, I see you guys are doing a lot of work on your house." And my husband was like, "Yeah, because we did a lot of work. We put a deck on, we put a gate around the house, because some of you might have seen, but Lola had gotten out, and now we have Roxy, so we don't want them to get down to the main street, because it's a very busy street, and it'd be really bad." So anyhow, we did put that fence. We just put the fence up like 2 weeks ago, and we gated the whole property, and then we put like a, you know, our driveway is gated now. So anyway, he says, "Oh, I see you're doing a lot of work on your house." We were like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, you've been spending a lot of money." And my husband was like, "Yeah, so?" And my husband said, "Yeah, well, we're planning to live here for a long time, so why wouldn't I spend money on my house?" And he goes, "Oh, well," he says to my husband, "Well, how do you make money?" He goes, "What do you do for..." Meanwhile, we already told him. But you know, my husband told him. My husband has a company. He has several companies, and you know, he has things. He has companies. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. And we had told them when we first met them. You know, and what more is there to say? So I guess he forgot. So he was like, "Yeah, well, how do you make money?" And my husband was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You know, I have my businesses," and he goes, and the neighbor was like, "Well, I don't understand how you're able to work from home." And my husband was like, "What work?" Meanwhile, why don't you understand how we're able to work from home? You yourself told us that you work from home, and your wife, and she, like I said, he's an accountant and she's an engineer. So those aren't typical jobs to work from home. They were working from home when the pandemic started. They, you know, everybody worked from home, but they're still home, and so you know, they're still working from home, which is great if that's what you want to do. But so why are you like being shady to people that work at home? It doesn't make any sense. Because he was like, "Well, I don't understand, how could you work at home?" But then I realized, you know, people they want to be the only one that works from home, I guess. Like, they cannot stand, perhaps, maybe that's what it is. He's mad that he should be the only one working from home. Is that what it is? Him and his wife are the only ones. So I couldn't believe it, you guys. And yeah, so that's what happened with that. That's my little rant about my neighbor. Even my other neighbor, though, I called my husband on the phone. We don't even know these people, and you know, to call us on the phone, and I thought this was very odd, but anyhow, our neighbor called us on the phone when we put the fence up, and they were like, "Oh, I was just wondering why you put the fence up, like why we gated our home in." And my husband's like, "Because we have the dog, and we don't want the dog to get into the street." Guys, the street that we live on, I don't even want to tell you how dangerous it is. But somebody did even get hurt on that street very bad. They lost their life recently. It's a very busy street, and there's a lot of restaurants and bars around here, so there's a lot of drunk drivers. Someone did pass away just a few blocks down because they got hit by a car. So you know, yeah, why do we fence in our house? Who cares? A lot of people around here have their house, a fence around their house. A lot of people have that. So anyhow, my neighbor, our neighbor called my husband and said, oh yeah, well, why did you put the fence up, the thing up? And he's like, oh, my wife wants to know because she thinks it's because you want to keep us out. Like, what? Why would we want to? Why would you think that people are trying to keep you out? And first of all, we don't even know you. And like, why would you be trying to get in? Why would you want to get into our house? Like, what? This doesn't even make sense. It's not like she's been coming over. I don't even know this lady. I never met her. My husband met her husband, who called my husband on the phone, but that's the extent of how much that I know that. I thought that was really odd too, because, and then it's like, why does everybody think everything's about them? Why is this about you? Because we fenced our house and I don't even know you. Like, people think everything's about them. It's like, no, this has nothing to do with you. It has to do with my dog, my multiple dogs. I have 3 dogs. So yeah, I don't know why it has to do with her. Nobody cares about, like, nobody's thinking about you. Like, I'm talking to my neighbor. You know, nobody's trying to keep you out. Although now that you mention it, why, you know, why would you be trying to get in? So anyhow, I thought that was very odd too. Like, I guess that's how it is, like, your neighbors. I'm not used to really having any neighbors. Maybe I had neighbors in my old house, but they were a nightmare. My old neighbors were heartbreakingly, guys, did I ever tell you what happened? I was wanting to tell you, but I don't know why I didn't tell you. But my old neighbors where I used to live, let me tell you about this, beauties. There would be screaming constantly coming from the house. And the man that lived in the house was a diplomat. And there would be constant screaming, like it was a horror movie going on. And I would call the police. The police were constantly coming. One day I was in my house and I heard someone screaming, help me, please help me. And I was like, oh my God, you know, so I went to call the police. And while I'm on the phone with the police, she was screaming, please help me, I'm trapped in the basement. She was screaming, I'm trapped in the basement. So I told the police she's trapped in the basement. And then they finally came, and I guess they let her out of the basement. I don't know what happened, but they was constantly horrible things. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden you would wake up to screaming, like pretty much like someone was being murdered. I'm not sure if that's what was going on. I know the police would come. When they lived there, the police came, I don't even know how many times, probably 100 times in 2 years. They would, and the ambulance would come. The ambulance was always coming. I don't know what was going on, but it was so heartbreaking, whatever was going on in there. They had a daughter. She was about 18 years old. She was the one that I would believe was screaming, help me, help me. She was locked in the basement. One time someone told me that the mother was bipolar or something, and she was beating the husband and the daughter. So I don't know what was going on, but someone told me that. Oh, well, one of my old neighbors was a police officer. So he had gotten, like, I guess the scoop about what was going on. And he said that the diplomat was being abused by his wife. And so I don't know, because they said she was maybe like schizophrenic or something. So she was locking the daughter and beating the daughter, and beating the husband too. Like, he was screaming, help me, one day. That was like 4 o'clock in the morning. He was screaming for his life, and I would just call the police, have to call the police constantly. So I guess there's drama in every neighborhood. At least, you know, to be honest, these neighbors, I'd rather live with these neighbors than that, because that was just constantly terrifying. What was going on over there was just, and then heartbreaking too, to hear this happening to this poor girl. The husband, I don't know what was going on, because, you know, he was a little weird. One time he came up to me and he was so weird, and he was saying to me, for some reason he thought I was a teenager, and he goes, oh, hi, little girl. And like, but he didn't speak English, you know, so he was like broken English. He goes, oh, are you a little girl? Are you a little girl? But he was saying it very very weird and perverted. And he was like, oh, what, you have beautiful eyes, or something. You know, it was going very weird, and it was taking a very weird, it was gross. There's no other word for it. It was gross. And yeah, so I was so grossed out by that. Yeah, so that's that. And then you know what else happened, guys, that I wanted to share with you? Oh my god, this is just a rant-a-thon today. I'm just gonna rant about everything that's been on my nerves lately. There's people, oh my gosh, you know, I've probably told you guys about this before, but these people contact me from my past, and it was so triggering for me because I am a person that was suffering from PTSD from things that these people did to me. So when they were writing to me, it's very triggering. And they started writing to me and they're like, oh, I'm sorry about everything that happened, and they want to, you know, oh, I want to be in your life. And me, I have, you know, now that I'm telling you guys, I'm like, why would I ever kind of go for this? But I was feeling very bad, and I was like, oh, maybe I should, because they wrote these letters, like pretty much like heartbreaking letters, I guess you could say. Oh, I love you so much, I miss you, oh, I just want to be, oh, I love you, you know, and you just get kind of like manipulated, I guess. And then they were saying, oh, can I have, you know, give away stuff, and of course I said, okay, you know, I'll, like, you know, sure, because they were saying they didn't have any of this kind of makeup and they would do anything. So it wasn't a giveaway, but you know, I put together a box, a big huge box full of stuff for them. I sent it off and didn't hear from them for months. They didn't write and told me they got it. They didn't, you know, write and say thank you. So right away I was like, that is so rude, because who wouldn't write and say thank you? Especially you wrote me this whole thing, you didn't speak to me for like 20 years. You start off writing to me talking about, oh, can you send me stuff, I love you so much, and I don't have, and you feel bad because a lot of these things are sent to me free. So I think, oh, you know, let me share what I have. If they don't have, and then I should share with them, you know. It was very hard for me because, like I said, these people are part of the reason that I had PTSD. And so, you know, they would make jokes about how I obtained PTSD. So it's very upsetting to me to have these people in my life. But I said, you know, Alegra, put it behind you. You're a grown woman. You know, I thought maybe people change, you know. And I sent this box off. So anyway, they get the box, and like I said, they never wrote me, they never said thank you. So then I was like, oh, okay, well, they obviously have not changed, because what kind of person doesn't say thank you? So then, lo and behold, a few months later, I get another message. They came right out and said to me, oh, I don't have any money, can you send me money? Another thing I thought that was really weird is that, you know, then they were going, oh, well, if you love Jesus, and they start bringing up Jesus. And like, you know, I actually couldn't even read the whole letter. I just skimmed through. They just kept writing me these very manipulative letters. This person also had, at one point in time, besides being involved in what caused me PTSD, they had tried to extort money from me at, like, about 10 years ago. They came to my husband's business and tried to extort money from me. So they wrote me a letter telling me if I didn't give them money, they were gonna make all these false claims, essentially. They said, if you don't give us money, we're gonna do this, that, and the other. And I got the letter, and they had someone actually walk into the business and hand me the letter. And it was actually her boyfriend handed me this letter, and it said, you know, if you don't give us money, we're gonna do this, that, and the other. And I got mad. I said, get out of here, take your letter and shove it where the sun don't shine. You know what I mean? Lo and behold, a few minutes later, after that, they went ahead and did what they said they were gonna do, which was very, very horrible. Basically, I don't know how to say this, guys. I don't even know if I want to tell you. But what they did was they called the police, and they said someone was in my business, in my place of business, which had a whole bunch of customers in it. And they said someone was in there waving a gun around and gonna shoot or whatever. So the police barged to the door, like 20 police officers pulled up, guns pulled. thinking they thought that there was somebody in there with a gun that was gonna wave it. You know, it was like a SWAT team came to try to like take down the gunman. There was no gunman. There was all of our customers doing, you know, having a wonderful time, and you know, they tried to destroy our business in that way because, you know, the customers could have been terrified. You know, I was terrified having the police come in my store like that. It was terrifying. It was horrible. So now this person is the same person shows up. Oh, and throughout the years, they have found me online because I will keep changing for a long time my, you know, online name and things like that, because I was trying for them not to find me, because they would keep writing letters, saying all different stuff, more things that they wrote me another time, talking about, oh, I don't even want to get into it, guys. I don't want to bring you down, but believe me, they had tried to extort money from me multiple times by making up outrageous lies. So they might be watching this video. I could care less anymore. That's another reason I didn't want to say anything for a long time, because I don't want to do anything that's going to instigate. But you know what? I have my own life to live. I have my own truth to speak on. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was how they had mentioned to me the last time they wrote me, telling me, oh, well, Jesus, 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 and trying to, I know they were trying to manipulate me and basically say if I love Jesus, then I would be a good person and give them whatever they want. And so the thing about this, though, is that they don't realize that Jesus does not want me to be abused. Jesus does not want people to abuse me. Just because you love Jesus does not mean that you should be a sucker and you have to give to people and let them manipulate you, and if you don't, then that means you don't love Jesus. No, that's not true. And that's what they were pretty much trying to insinuate, like, oh, if I don't give them what they want and do what they want, then oh, I mustn't be a good Christian, I mustn't love Jesus. And it's like, no, I have finally learned to love myself. And I think God is very happy about that. I used to let people abuse me because I was manipulated. So beauties, my camera battery just died, so I was just charging it. While it's charging, I did my face. I did, you know, everything. Foundation, contour, concealer, you name it. But yeah, what was I telling you guys? I know I was telling you about that horrible person and how, you know, they were trying to manipulate me, I guess, with religion and Jesus, and saying, like, if I don't do whatever they want, then, you know, I must not love Jesus and things like that. Even one day I was praying and this vision came to me. It was like the gates of heaven were closed and they only let the good people in, and they only let the deserving people in. And God, I felt that God was telling me, you know, keep your gates closed, only let in the good people, only let in those that are deserving. You don't have to let everybody in. Does heaven let everybody in? No, they don't, unfortunately. And plus, you know, I'm not safe. This is not a safe person for me to have in my life, to be honest, because they're just not safe. They've already done things that, you know, like I told you guys, trying to extort money from me and things like that. I'm not safe. You know, I'm not safe with this person. I don't feel safe. Whether they've changed and maybe I'm safe now, I have no idea. I don't feel that way. You guys have seen me. A lot of you have seen me, how it's taken me so long to get my strength up to be able to be who I am now, which I'm very happy. I feel very strong now. I used to be terrified. You know, I'm not going to get into it. A lot of you beauties probably have seen for yourself, but like maybe some of you seen, I used to not even be able to speak. I mean, when I came to YouTube, I tried my best. You know, I was trying, but it was beyond hard for me to communicate, for me to speak. I was so terrified, so traumatized by all of the things that this person and their group, if you want to call it that, had did to me. So anyway, guys, I don't want to talk about it, I guess, anymore. It was bothering me for a while because they've been keep trying to, you know, I guess they just play their games, you know. But I don't. Thank God, God gave me the strength to, it's not for me. It's not, you know, it's not for me. And another thing, like, what a coincidence, they haven't spoken, they haven't been looking for me. They haven't needed to see me for years, 10, 20 years. Nobody needed to speak to me. Nobody missed me so much. Nobody loved me so much. Oh, but all of a sudden they love me so much. I think, what do you guys, and then they just happen to want to be asking me for, you know, makeup and beauty products, which so I mean, what do you guys think? They haven't missed me this whole time, but all of a sudden they miss me. All of a sudden they haven't loved me so much this whole time, but all of a sudden they love me so much. Okay, but anyway, yeah. And then there's even another person like the same similar type of thing. It's funny, and people say it, but you don't really think it's ever going to happen to you, but it apparently has happened. You know, people didn't want it. There was people so nasty to me for years and years. These are some narcissist people that I know, and I don't know if you guys, like, I love watching these videos about narcissism and I learned so much. It helped me to get away from, you know, and to understand so they don't hurt you, because I had some narcissists in my life, and you know, they're very hurtful to you. They play their narcissist games, like when you walk in the room, they pretend they don't see you, they don't say hello to you. When you speak, they pretend they can't hear you even though there's only 2 people there and you're in a small space, and they pretend they can't hear you. There's a person like that who's been doing that to me for, let's say again, 20 years, and you know, it was very, very hurtful. It really is very hurtful. That's why it's a narcissist game to do that, because they like to hurt people so they feel good about themselves. And this person in particular had been doing that to me, and in a very hurtful thing too, because it's like on the holidays when you really want to have a nice time and you're filled with happiness and joy, and you think you're gonna have a nice time, and then you see these people and they do these things, and it's so hurtful. You hand them a gift and they look at you like, oh, like they're gonna throw up. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, same person, guess what, guys, joins the MLM. And now what do you think? After 20 years. 20 years, and then all of a sudden you're the new bestie. It's so funny, you guys. It's funny, but you know, I say it's funny, but it's all very actually hurtful. But you know, it's the past. Life moves on. This is where it's come to, you know, where these people, this is what it's come to. They to me, it's like, wow, you really showed your true colors. You know, they really showed their true colors when you've been nasty, so nasty. They told me they didn't. I'm not even gonna get into it because I know some of them watch my videos and I don't want them to know anything about me. I know they do watch, and I don't really, but who cares? I gotta speak my truth, you know. Yeah, they all of a sudden, hi, all of a sudden all these people love you so much. I love you so much. Oh, I love you. Oh, I'm so, oh, and they write these letters. You know, I'm the type of person, I don't feel happy about. A lot of people would be happy. I'm not happy about it. It's all very painful to me. It's really sad to me and hurtful what they did, and I don't feel happy. I don't feel happy. I only feel a little bit like, wow, you know, good thing they're exposed now. They show they're truly fully evolved into their true colors, or you know, they're showing their true colors to the world now, which is you know, nice, because now you know it's not just you, you know, whatever. So beauties, this is the finished look. I'm gonna go out right now, and I have some errands to run, and I'm gonna go out to dinner with my husband. But thanks for coming and hanging out with me today and checking out my rant-a-thon. But anyway, I just wanted to pop on, say hi, and all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, dolls, I hope you're all doing good, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, love you.